Let's take a look at the Aputure VS-5 7-inch Pro Field Monitor. I think anyone who wants to make decent video should have a good camera, good lens, good mic, good audio recorder, a few good lights, and a good monitor. Those are the basics, and other than special gadgets to get other types of shots, those are the things that comprise the majority of things I cover on this channel. One thing I've never reviewed is a camera monitor. I've looked at a lot of monitors from $150 to $5,000. They either sucked, broke, didn't work, didn't have features they should, or were too expensive for people watching this channel. Although some were good, I didn't like the company's support practices, meaning they sucked, or couldn't get a rational, or any, response back to my questions, and not for a lack of trying. A few months ago I decided to take another run at this monitor thing. I wanted something under $500 with all the features of monitors costing twice as much. Pro-level features that would be future-proof for the purchase and made by a company that supports its buyers when things go wrong. I ran across the folks at Aputure, and after talking to them, nice folks by the way, they kindly sent me this monitor, which I think fits the bill nicely. But first, I need to say the following. I don't do reviews to get free gear. I have plenty of gear. Yes, Aputure sent me this monitor free of charge. No, they have no say in what I say about this. I could say this thing sucks beyond anything ever invented since the beginning of inventions, and they can't do crap about it. Yes, I'll include links to the products below. Yes, I get a small commission off those. No, it costs you nothing extra. No, I don't do this for the money. I'd starve to death. Yes, I'm done talking about this. When I first scripted this review, I realized some watching this channel don't realize the importance of having a good monitor for shooting. Then I realized how special features and functions a good monitor would provide that aren't available in most cameras, and again, most don't know what these things are, what they do, why or how you would use them, and how they work. Meaning I would have to explain them all. Finally, I would have to go through all the features of the Aputure VS-5 monitor against our checklist of what a good monitor would offer. The resulting video was about an hour and 20 minutes long. So I broke it up and created a free mini course on monitors over at Basic Filmmaker University, which covers everything you would look for when choosing a good monitor, what all the features and functions are, what they do, how to use them. For newer filmmakers, I don't want you to get lost in the lingo. No matter what your experience level, if I could make you go watch those videos first, I would, so we're all talking about this monitor on the same playing field. Which is why I'm going to hang right here while you go watch them. Okay, now that you're all smartened up about monitors, let's go through our checklist from the mini course of what a good monitor would have and see how the Aputure VS-5 7-inch Pro Field Monitor holds up on a scale of 1 to 10. The box is sturdy, will arrive safely, contains all the items separated so the monitor screen doesn't get dinged up, has a screen protector, and frankly is top-notch, 10 on the box and packaging. This is considered a pro-level monitor, so most pros buying it will be familiar with all the things covered in the mini course. Most pros will look through the manual, see what features it has, and mentally check each off. If you are a new beginning filmmaker unfamiliar with monitors or haven't watched the mini course, you might open the manual, have no idea what all this stuff is, have to go searching all over the internet and YouTube, or possibly ignore these features as just too complicated, like most new filmmakers do when they hit manual mode on their new DSLR camera. Therefore, I have to give this manual a double rating. For pros, I rate the manual a 9, as it doesn't waste my time, simply tells me what the monitor includes, what it does, and I'm done. If it were a large manual describing everything in detail, I'd be inclined to read through the whole thing, so I didn't miss anything important, getting to the end feeling like I wasted my time. For new and beginning filmmakers, you probably won't know what all this stuff is or how to use it, and that is not covered in the manual. The fact that there was a manual gets at one point, and that it was clearly written and simple gets another point. The manual isn't printed on some cheap folded piece of paper in a 1-point font. That's an extra point. Finally, I give the manual another point as the company, Aputure, has links to their website which do cover a lot of the info you'll need on this monitor. You'll see those links in the description of this video. So for a pro buyer, I rate this manual a 9, and for the new inexperienced filmmaker, I rate this manual a 4. As I covered in the course, although a metal or aluminum housing seems good, it's not, as it gets too hot and heavy. Although this unit is plastic, it's nice and thick, light, feels sturdy, has lots of slots to let the heat out, which keeps it cool, and doesn't have fans, which will really piss you off if you're recording audio. It feels like a pro tool, and I can't find anything wrong with it, so I give it a solid 10. Instant major mega points for including a bag, and more for the bag being zippered and not cheap. Sure, you could ding them for not including a hard shell case, but remember, these additional items cost money, which cost you money, which would increase the cost of the monitor. Would have been nice to have a bag that included slots for cables and batteries, but as I mentioned in the course, it's all about options, and they don't know if you're using D-tap connections and what type of batteries, Sony camera, low profile, high profile, AC adapters, all of them or none. I get the bag a solid 8 out of 10, and the only reason they didn't get a 10 is the bag was a little on the thin side, but more importantly, although the hood attachment plate fits in the bag, had it been just a few inches larger, the hood could also be in there, totally containing the unit and all of its accessories. One 1/4 inch metal insert on the bottom, and yes, another one built into the side. The additional not cheapo, not plastic, all metal included shoe mount was really a nice touch. The shoe mount has a 3/8 inch tap on the bottom of the shoe, an insert to change it to a 1/4 inch tap, and the shoe mount is really high quality. Compared to other monitors that have one mounting thread or worse, the plastic housing threaded instead of a metal insert, this monitor gets a solid 10 for mounting options and an 11 for a bitchin' shoe mount. The fact that this monitor includes the ability to update the firmware already rates it ultra high. What really cinched it was a USB port on the back of the monitor, and they even included the USB stick to make updating the firmware completely painless. You download the latest firmware from their website onto the supplied USB stick, plug it into the monitor, turn the monitor on, wait until it says the unit is updated, pull the stick, and restart the monitor. Done. Aputure has plans to upgrade the VS-5 to display 4K images. It's not available yet, but it is in the works. Again, the miracles of having the ability to update the monitor's firmware. A solid 10, and that's rare on firmware, and the included USB stick gets it an 11. As discussed in the course on what is a good monitor, what it should have, this one tops the line. It has a D-tap option for using big expensive batteries that would give you hundreds of hours operation, and an AC adapter option for connecting the monitor to a wall plug. What really added a bunch of points was not one, but 2 battery slots on the back, which accept a ton of widely available Sony batteries, the kind used in monitors, cameras, LED lights, and more, so chances are you have some on hand. Even if you don't, I've included some fantastic batteries in the links below. If that wasn't enough, the batteries lock into place with metal pins and are removed with a spring-loaded push button, making it the best of its class with regard to battery mounting. I really wanted to give this monitor a 15 in the power category, but I couldn't in good conscience. For most people watching this channel, I think they should have included an AC adapter as they're cheap. The problem was not including it, it was the specs. I looked all over to find an AC adapter when I received this unit, found one with a 2.5mm barrel, rated at 500 milliamps. That wasn't enough. The milliamp rating isn't on the back of the unit, so I had to go to the website, found it was 750 milliamps. I finally found a 12-volt one rated at 1.5 amps, 1500 milliamps, and was fine. For most people, a strong 10, but minus 2 points for not being able to turn it on out of the box with an included AC adapter. An absolute 10. They include 2 HDMI cables with the smaller and larger ends, and the D-tap cable I explained in the mini course on power options using high-end expensive batteries. Had an AC adapter been in there too, I would have rated this unit a 15 on a scale of 1 to 10 for powers and cables. It's a 7-inch monitor which is light, well built, and comes with a protective screen cover and cleaning cloth. I've tried 5, 11-inch and larger monitors, but for portability, ease of use, and weight, I continue to go back to these 7-inch monitors every time. A solid 10. If you didn't watch the course, you might be confused with the term interplane switching. But trust me, no matter what geek speak you use, this monitor looks really good. The LCD screen with interplane switching technology gives it beautiful contrast ratios, color rendering, and fully duplicates what I am seeing in my footage when I get it on the computer. Another solid 10. It's unusual for a monitor in this price range to deliver a full 1920 by 1080 screen. Well, this one is 1920 by 1200. that allows you to see the full image and extra info at the top and bottom, like audio levels, function keys, and more, without overlaying them on the image. Another solid 10. As covered in the course, viewing angle is really important for you, people you work with, clients, and more. The monitor has not 120 or 140, but a full 160-degree viewing angle, which is ridiculous and awesome. I don't have to move my head to see the correct image, and 2 or more people can view the image and see the same thing no matter what angle they are at. Another solid 10. Not only does this monitor have on-screen audio monitor levels that aren't overlaid on the image, but includes a headphone jack that some cameras don't even have. I give this monitor another solid 10 for audio support. Let's add up the points from our good monitor checklist. Menus easily accessible? Check. Menu system makes sense? Check. Can quickly set up and unset features using the menu system? Check. Things I want to do like zoom, easy to get to? Check. Assignable shortcut buttons for commonly used feature? 3 of them. Check. A frickin' on-off switch that clicks on and off, not requiring a 30-second hold down? Check. Menus and buttons score? 10. There's nothing better than having aspect ratios and safe areas for your shoot built into the monitor, and this one has a ton of them. 235 to 1, 133 to 1, 166 to 1, 185 to 1 includes safe titling areas of 70, 80, and 90%. Another solid 10. Okay, this piece of crap, call it a sun shield hood or whatever, is, well, a piece of crap. I've seen monitor in the thousands pawn these off as sun shields or hoods. So when I pulled out the Aputure hood, I was blown away. This is a monitor hood. It snaps on and off easily, folds down, is sturdy, and does what it's supposed to do, which is tell glare and light to put it where the light don't shine. I love this thing. It works and makes sense, even shooting indoors, so your eyes can see the monitor and not be fooled by the ambient lighting. On a scale of 1 to 10, this rates an 11 as far as included hoods go. I covered in the course what a good monitor should have, what all these features are, and what they do. Suffice it to say, the Aputure VS-5 is loaded with features you'll only find on monitors at twice the price, such as zoom to 2x, 3x, and 5x, overlay or RGB parade waveforms, vector scope at 1x and 2x sizes, zebras, focus peaking, false color, RGB histogram, monochrome mode, volume bar monitoring, image flip both horizontally and vertically, adjustable color temps of 6500K, 9300K, and user custom, full info mode that still shows a 1920 by 1080 image and displays other controls instead of overlaying them on top of the image, on-screen low battery alerts so you don't get any surprises, 3 assignable shortcut buttons, and so on. Now you may be overwhelmed by the features this monitor includes or think that it's overkill, but that means you probably didn't watch the mini course on monitors, so you know why you need these functions and when you would use them. Regardless, we're talking about features normally found on pro monitors. Not all these features are something you would use all the time, nor would you use all of them. But when you need them, they save a ton of time on set and in post when editing your videos or films. This thing is jam-packed with features I didn't even mention in the course to look for in a good monitor. So here's the menu system in full so you can get a taste of everything this monitor offers. Again, all of these functions are assignable to one of the 3 quick buttons on the side of the monitor, so you can tailor the monitor to your personal needs. So, for features offered on a monitor, this is a total rock solid 10. Overall rating. As I said in the beginning, if you're gonna shoot video or movies, the basic things you need are a good camera, a good lens, a good mic, an audio recorder, some lights, and a good monitor. If you're not used to higher-end monitors, their features, and how much they cost, let me just say this, Aputure totally nailed it. A monitor of this quality with these features backed by a company that actually gives a crap about its end users at a price point of under $500 makes me give this monitor a solid and all-around 9 out of 10. Links to everything mentioned, including some lower-cost models, are in the description below. I hope that helps. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. So, what do you think?
Nice monitor.